Hey everyone, how's it going? Catty boo. This is Hope the Builder. I haven't done one of these in a while, but I had to, spit some game on what's been happening. First off, gotta do my recognition that I'm made in the hood, independent. Yeah, wanting to inspire and use whatever means to serve others and to make a change, because shit's real, man. Shit's fucked. But we got some traction. We got some, I guess I'd say mixed news. Let me sit down here. And yeah, our man Justin Trudeau has gotten himself in a pickle because, as usual, corporate liberals are incompetent. So the Prime Minister of Canada here on Turtle Island has caught himself in another scandal. He's been basically doing what I've been saying he's been doing, serving his donors, serving the rich at the expense of the people, pretending like they're progressive, but letting the rich get away with tax evasion, cutting their taxes, doing deregulation in their favor, basically just letting them get away with murder, getting away with serious crimes against humanity. So we have this corporation, SNC Lavalin, pretty big corporation, and deep ties with Trudeau, the Trudeau family. Trudeau's from Montreal. They're based out of Montreal. It's probably tied in with mafia in there as well, because the mafia is really tied into a lot of these construction-related companies. But that's a side note. So they got caught because we actually had a pretty decent Attorney General, Minister of Justice, who is part of the cabinet, but also is meant to enforce the rule of law. So the Attorney General is supposed to be independent from the government. So this is upholding the rule of law, that no one is above the law, including the Prime Minister. And so the Attorney General's role is to prosecute anyone guilty of committing a crime, whether they're friends. It doesn't matter. It's a very important role in the cabinet, as we're seeing in many different countries. And Jody Wilson, who was the Minister of Justice prior to being removed. Basically, people are saying she was fired. I was quite surprised because they had done a lot of good things. I actually thought she was pretty honest for a liberal. She's a strong Indigenous woman. She was definitely, I think, my favorite minister by far. So it did come as a shock that she was placed in Veteran Affairs, which is an important portfolio. But everyone knows in Ottawa that while it's important, it's not necessarily considered one of the senior portfolios, right? The senior portfolios are justice, defense, finance, Prime Minister's office, of course, intergovernmental affairs, Treasury Board, public safety. These are considered the more senior ones. So she was considered pretty high up there, one of the senior ministers. But apparently she was too independent because SNC Lavalin's gotten themselves in trouble with some federal prosecutions, I believe, there were Quebec charges laid, and there can potentially be federal charges laid, which would happen through the Office of the Attorney General. Apparently someone from the PMO, the Prime Minister's office, has been or was pressuring her, maybe not necessarily dictating her, but pressuring her to, help us out. The SNC Lavalin gave over $100,000. $100,000, my nigga. You hear that shit? Tasty. More than $100,000 to the Liberal Party in donations. You know what I mean? And that's a quid pro quo. I give you money, and then you do something for me, right? So SNC-Lavalin gave the Liberals money, and they expected the Liberals to do certain things for them, like prevent these prosecutions. There's another clause that they entered into a recent bill in the fine print. That's how fascists deal. You know, that's why you gotta pay attention to politics. You gotta pay attention, because the fascists are cunning when you're not paying attention. They slipped in a little clause that said that the Minister of Justice can simply just defer the prosecution, basically just let them off. And that's what the Trudeau wanted Jody Wilson to do. But she said no. She refused to go along, right? So she was demoted because she kept it real. She kept it real. And punk-ass Trudeau couldn't handle it. So she got moved out to another portfolio. She's doing a great job there. But she remained silent. She has a right to remain silent. So right now, Trudeau's stroked ego is burning all over the corporate media. And that's a product of his own making. He's fucked around with the wrong people, trying to steal resources from Venezuela, trying to start a war with Russia, kidnapping people, Chinese citizen that the Chinese government really cares about, Wang Jongho, or Wang Jonghu. I hope I might be saying your name wrong. My bad. But anyways, things are not going well for corporate liberals. It's an election year, right? Fall's gonna be coming up any minute. And you best believe I'm a vote. I'm a fucking vote. Because I'm sick and tired of these corporate liberals and these fascist conservatives, right? The Harper conservatives were also criminals, by the way, right? I've been telling you all these for years. But anyways, that's the news of the day. With Hope the Builder, some timeless wisdom. We got to vote. My man Jagmeet Singh, leader of the NDP, I think would make a great prime minister. He's not perfect, but at least he's from the working class. He understands what it means to be poor and what it means to be a migrant, what it means to not be filthy rich like the Trudeau. Trudeau's a millionaire. I don't know why people keep voting for millionaires and then think they're going to care about the middle class. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. But folks are so naive. Anyways, I'm voting NDP. I hope you'll do the same. We got to remove fascists and build socialism. We got to heal ourselves. We got to change ourselves as well as change the system. Because the time is now, my nigga. Timeless wisdom with Hope the Builder. Peace.